Well, hello. It's February 25th for our time together. Glad we can all be here and old and new faces. Yeah, so as we do, as I even just see Sangshim, and just if you want, before we do our like quieting meditation, just um, turn your neck. And the one, it just you can stretch it, but also just scan your room. Um, if you've been here before, you know this is sort of like just orienting your body to safety. And it's like one of those things that's so basic that we don't even think we need because obviously we're safe right now. But I always think of it as like we're communicating to our nervous system in the language of our nervous system. So, like speaking another language. Okay. And then I noticed that Richard's young friend is not following the instructions here. Uh,
Is this Phoenix?
Maybe he'll follow Richard's modeling. So good job. All right. So then, as we often do, what I want to do, usually put our hand on our heart and stomach. You can do that, but I almost like just want you to like find a comfortable hug. What you can do, the hand on the heart or the hug, but I want to do this today. Um, and so do it because we'll do it for a couple minutes. So do comfortable. Again, this is just your communicating to your nervous system. And then if you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. And then just settle here for just a moment before we breathe together. We get to be synced up across time zones and locations. And just notice what you notice. And now maybe our intention is to be present to our bodies, to our thoughts and feelings and our sensations. And let's just take a few deep breaths together. So just breathe in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And in the stillness, we can meet God, meet ourselves, knowing that we're being held together, all of us, and knowing that His grace is available for what we need today. His grace is sufficient in the areas where we don't have the power or capacity to do something. And just remembering the way Dallas Willard talks about grace is, um, and others, God's presence and action in our lives. So it's God's power, His powerful, kind, loving presence that's active, that we can access and plug into and receive. Whatever metaphor nourishes you. And we can access His presence to deal with or face the moment in front of us. Just resting in God's presence and action is available for the concrete details of our life and the situation we're in. So let's breathe that in And when you exhale, just let any tension go. And remember, we can return to this way of being, surrendering and letting go and accessing this presence and action in our lives. Sometimes we can do it for a few minutes, and sometimes we can do it for a few seconds. Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
How many people sigh it out loud with your, how many people sigh it out loud when we take a deep breath? Yeah. Is it something part of your practice? It's helpful for you to sigh it out loud, or it's too scary for you to sigh? It's only Katie. Like, I find sighing it out loud is very nourishing to my body. So I encourage you to try it, experiment. I'm not saying it to do it, just on your own, just see what it feels like to your body. So these days we've been doing a little somatic exercise or somatic awareness tool. So today, what I'm gonna do is what John did. So he asked us to look around. Remember, we've been doing that orienting, but today I'm gonna just do a little adding something to that somatic awareness exercise. So just look around your house right now and then see the part of your house that kind of makes you feel like, oh, that's ugly. I should have done that. I should have taken care of that pile. I see. As soon as I just turn my head right there, there's a little ugly box. I don't know, it's a maybe Amazon deliver, but I don't even know, but why it's right there. When somebody coming in, they will see it, but it's there. I just noticed that. You guys all smiling, so you have something, right? Okay. Okay, so just notice it. Notice your body. The moment that you saw that thing that like, oops, I should have done that. Why? And then I kind of don't want to look at that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Just feel that body, what it feels like, and then the story that comes in you. Okay, and then just let it go, and now turn your gaze and then look around the things that make you feel like what John said earlier, like, oh, that's it. Oh my gosh, when I want to look over here, and which is to me the tulip flower. I will show you like this. Just seeing it, it's like, right? So like that. So it's right there. And then when I look at it right here, I feel like, oh, and just life is good. But when I look over there, the box that I'm talking about, I immediately like cringe. Yeah. So I'm helping you to, again, noticing how your sensation, what did I say? What do we talk about before? Sensation creates state, and the state creates story. So that's exactly what's happening. When you look around, it's not always we are scanning for the cues of safety. When we just look around, immediately there are a bunch of cues of danger that you will get it. And then the funny thing is we get drawn to that. And I'm not saying it, we should not ignore that, deny that. Just again, notice that, just the visual cue of that box creates a state that, ooh, like tight. And then story that, my house is so messy. Yeah. Sensation creates a state, state creates story. But then when I look at this tulip right in front of me, that, oh my gosh, this is so nice. John bought that. Like it just, so I'm not saying it, oh, so dwell on the goodness, yes, which is true. But what I did, this portion of somatic awareness practices, I want you to become aware from inside out knowing, bottom up knowing. That's how fragile and we can be. And so it helps you to become humble. Wow, how easily I can create story from a one quick glance. I can live like that or the other way, but life is just both. I have the box, I have the tulip. My life has both sides of it. So how could we like navigate it? Because we cannot only look at the tulip and not cleaning my thing. Are you following what I'm saying? Or sometimes I'm fixated on that thing, and then that's all I do. I don't know how to enjoy things that's in front of me. Okay, so that's your somatic awareness practice today. So when you scan those things and when you don't, so it's not only about when you do it, it's all only positive. It's like when you do it, obviously we are scanned for the good, for the exercise, but I want you to know that that's how, again, sensation creates a state, state creates a story. And then I will continue on my teaching or the whatever that we are studying together. So before I move on, anybody this week, anything you want to just comment on the whatever the simple exercise we just did and that you are week of practicing sifting? I would love to hear maybe one person, and then I'll move into my sharing. Okay. So I'm gonna bring my thing while you guys are thinking. No one? I'm looking at my slides, so I don't know, guys.
I'll share something. It's not a sift.
Okay. Yes. Christine, right? I hear your voice. I'm looking at the screen, but I recognize your voice.
Oh, very good. It's about coming home
Okay. Yeah. Coming home.
and how you have characterized it in such a way that it is a practice of humility.
Mhm.
I mean, has both the sort of the super welcoming comfort, but it's also the place where I'm just home.
Mhm.
And I have enjoyed it so much, especially the awareness is the doorway to
Mhm.
coming home. And also one of the things from last week, you said the map that we have, it's not the territory, it's not the field, it's the map. And those have all just helped me to experience prayer and coming home in a very different way. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Christine, stay with me. Last week you did a wonderful gift to many people. So why don't you, I was wondering whether I want to read it again. That was my impression because the way that you read, the sensation created so much the welcoming actual state, and then we could feel it. Remember last week? So would you do me a favor, reading it out loud one more time? And then that is connected to my teaching. So I would love that. Would that be okay with you? Would you be able to do that for me?
I would be so honored to do that.
Okay. So, okay, hold on here. Do you guys see this screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, let's begin our learning together like that.
Was it this one or the next one?
Yeah, I think we begin right here and then we move into this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank, thank you.
Mhm.
ANS,
Mhm.
Autonomic Nervous System Ladder,
Mhm.
and WOT, Window of Tolerance,
Mhm.
are genuinely useful maps of understanding our inner world, but maps aren't the territory.
Mhm.
Interactive return.
Mhm.
The real territory is a relationship with God. When you recognize that you're leaving your window, when you feel yourself bracing, collapsing, numbing, or escalating, that awareness is not the destination, it's the doorway,
Mhm.
the doorway to come home. The image is simple. Come home. Take a seat. Here's a blanket.
Mhm.
Here's a cup of tea. When you're ready, there is no urgency here. You are not being assessed.
Mm.
You are being welcomed.
Mm. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
We'll just take a moment for our nervous system to take it in. It takes time for us to have that reality landed in our head, our heart, our belly, all of our cell and muscle. It takes time. Yeah, that's why we are learning. What have we been learning? Your presence definitely convey this reality of God's goodness. So that's fascinating. But if we taste and saw the goodness of God, I feel that. So thank you for living your life like that and letting your life bless other people. All right. And we are going to turn our attention to the next slide. And that's why I put this thing that I just said, that each state where the blue zone and then yellow zone and then pink zone, wherever you are, the state creates a story. But then that's why this humble little practice of turning my neck and then bring my attention to the tulip from the box and then putting your hands on your chest, sometimes closing your eyes, taking a deep breath and sighing and pushing things away, all this little exercise that we did, and then bring the blanket and then just put it against your belly. All those things, those sensations create state, which state, even though it's a temporary. I'm not saying that take care of everything. That's just little humility. Okay, I have a power to shift my state by doing something very simple and elementary, almost sometimes feel stupid. So you don't want to do those small things because we are all about quick fix and the big breakthrough. But the life is not about that. There are those things, but then those micro moments of coming home. And Diana is here, but then on her entry right after last week's Zoom, she wrote down, God is chuckling at her. And that chuckling at her, not in a condescending way, she say, but then it's like finding her cute, chuckling at her, even though probably the mistakes and the things, all of it, like God chuckles. But then that chuckling at her became with God, chuckling with her. So that she probably make light of herself. And even I imagine her making mistake, but then she even looking at herself and saying she's laughing and chuckling, and then God is chuckling with her. And I just thought that was so good. And then one of the phrase that she used in her Wall of Wind was, coming home is a way of, no. She said, being aware of which state you are, reading your state, knowing yourself, that itself is a coming home. And she said, I said it. And then when I read it, like, did I say that? I think that's what she said. And see, that's where there's a mutual mind. We are creating things together. So when I read Diana's Wall of Wind, when she said, just simply reading your state, knowing your thoughts, stories, and your body sensation, those shifting that we've been practicing, like I'm going to continue this, this thing that I was sharing with you, like kind of understanding your map, that itself, it's not anything separate. That itself, it's your way of coming home already. You are coming home by doing that. It's not that you are preparing yourself by sifting and then coming home. Are you following what I'm saying? So it's a whole thing. Who we are, just understanding, okay, I think my heart is beating so fast. Okay, so then let me calm it down and then come to God. No, just reading, oh, my heart is beating fast. That is already me coming home because God is already in me. Katie, do you have a question? No, or I saw you raising your hand.
I just feel like what you just said validates the idea of God's presence is always with us when you talk about him being with you in the fight, flight, and freeze.
Yes.
In the shutdown and the collapse.
That's
I think what you said is affirming that idea that home isn't, getting it right. Home is him with you in
those older states. Yeah, already. He already has made his presence known to us. He made home in us. That's what John said, the gospel.
That's how I appreciate what you just said and what she said as, yes, good.
Okay, thank you. And then now, today, I'm going to focus on this one. I know there are many people, so I just gather some of you guys' entry. So as you practice sifting, I notice many entries actually capturing this freeze state. So do you guys remember? Hold on a second. I think I'm going to put this thing up here. Okay, this one, and then I use the word functional freeze, meaning there is this lots of energy going, which is blue. Like so many thoughts are racing, right? And then there's no energy. Do you guys experience those things coming together instead of clean, just like you are go, or like, shut down, but then both are present. So let me pause right there. Like how many people recognize that you have those experiences when you are navigating life? Yes. And then people said that. That's why I'm going to move into it. So today, my focus is maybe highlighting that reality because many of us actually navigating that both simultaneously. It's not only clean, okay? So I will continue. So I thought I'm going to read it out loud. People's entry, I think that's easier instead of me saying it. So I chose 1, 2, 3. And then you can see those people like, no, I don't think that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm in a sympathetic, but I don't think so. So Kim Carson is not here, but let's say Barbara. Can you read that? Like she said something over there, so you guys can read it. But the black arrow that I did, do you think you can see it, or are you on the phone so that it's harder to read? I just want to make sure you can do that.
I think I can. You want the black arrow?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry and ashamed that I'm so low energy and frustrated also, which is tense shoulders.
Pause, Barbara. Everybody, stay right there. Since we just studied this kind of thing, right? Okay, are you guys familiar with that thing? Okay, And then I'm going to read again what she just read. She's, I think, talking to God. I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed that I so low energy. Where is it at? Somebody, Barbara can say, or somebody else say, where is it? Which one? Color. Just say the color. Because that's what we agreed that there are very scientific name, but we are going to just say the color. What color is it, Kristen? I think Kristen just unmuted, so I just.
Blue?
Pink.
Pink. That's right. Everybody agree? Because low energy. Now she's losing energy, right? So she's right here, going down. Maybe somewhere right here. Maybe she was in the window, maybe going down. Like I don't need to say all the way, but just right here, right? Okay. But then, and frustrated also, which is tense shoulder. Okay. What is a tense shoulder? Is it blue or pink? So I'm going to put it right there, either right there. Okay. Those people who find this map useful, use that, or find this map useful, use that. Where is it? Is it blue or pink? Somebody say it out loud for me.
That blue?
Yes, blue, because I'm frustrated, tense on my shoulder. Because when you are down, it's like that. Are you following what I'm saying? So then what it is, she experienced these two things at the same time. Okay. So Barbara, continue. My impulse. So she's doing sifting right here. So it's a very small thing, but that's how you understand your inner world. And that knowing inner world itself is you are already coming home. That's what I'm saying. Okay, go on.
My impulse was to hide and now to get a million things done.
Again, Barbara, stay with me. My impulse was to hide. Is it blue or pink?
It's going to be pink.
Yes. And then there's another impulse. She's saying, now get million things done. She just, I'm going to get done. Is it blue or pink?
It's blue.
That's right. So then again, she's describing these two things going on at the same time. But how many of us, many times throughout the day, maybe the small pockets of it, we have those activating two nervous system at the same time. Okay, Barbara, continue.
My thought is that Jesus probably doesn't need or want either from me.
Okay. So there's a thought that she kind of had that maybe God doesn't, I don't know what they mean because Kim is not here, but she just like, okay, maybe God doesn't need nothing. Like maybe like, oh, get done or hide. That's what I am maybe drawing it. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I bring all the sift into your presence, Lord. And there are probably parts as well.
Mm-hmm.
How about if we don't, I'm sorry, did you want me to
Go
stop?
ahead. No, please go ahead. Yes.
How about if we don't focus on shame, guilt, but around what it's like me to do in this circumstance?
Mm-hmm.
That thought comes in. I inhale. That feels better.
Okay, so you can see that she recognized whether she understood the way that I did, but she's already leaving it out. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter whether scientifically you know this thing and then the way that I decipher, almost it's helpful. That's why she's doing it, right? But then almost it doesn't matter whether she understands the way that I did. She's already putting it into practice. So she sees this both state activated at the same time. And the thought came to her, maybe Jesus doesn't need or want either from me, meaning like go, like get a lot of things done, Kim, or just hide. Like maybe what it is like for me to act like myself in these circumstances. So basically, she's bringing everything to God. Just pause right there, guys. It's just like so easy and in a sense simple. Like God saying, "Come, Kim, come." Which state you are in? Almost, yes, you are right. I don't care for you to figure it out which state you are in, as long as what it is like for you to act like God's child is to just let me be with you. Just feel there with me. And then she said that thought comes in. And then she said, inhale. Maybe she said, exhale. I imagine that maybe that's some sort of that she did. And then that feels better. That's what it is. Okay, so I think her example already living it out example, and then so then Anna, you are here? I saw all your Anna.
I'm here.
Okay, Anna, can you read this so that you can also see that Anna has the same experience of both are activated at the same time? Okay, Anna, can
Okay.
you read yours?
Yes. Yesterday, I struggled with the thought that I had failed. There were moments at work and at home that seemed to point to all my failures. The part of me who felt the weight of that shame wanted to shut down.
Okay, perfect. Anna, pause. Which one is it right there?
Pink.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Oh, my poor Pink. Oh.
Okay.
Then there was another part of me who was judging her for not only the failures, but also for wanting to shut down.
Huh.
Hmm.
So what's this energy? Somebody is just
Blue.
judging her, like,
Yeah.
how dare you even want
Yeah.
to shut down?
You don't deserve to shut down.
That's right. It's your
Mhm.
fault. You
Right.
failed.
Right.
What are you thinking
Oh,
that you have
geez.
energy to even shut
I
down?
know. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yes.
How dare you? Right.
How dare you? Yes,
Mhm.
that's blue.
So I took time to notice those parts and allowed myself to feel bad, quote unquote.
Yeah, I hear you.
I then went to bed
Mhm.
because I wanted the day to be over.
Good wisdom. There is a rest. Yeah, she need to rest, right?
What I'm amazed at is that the sun rose, another day was given, and here I am.
Okay, there's again sensation, the bright
Mhm.
morning,
Right,
rested, your sensation, create a new state,
right,
a new story. Okay,
right.
so
But
go.
nothing changed overnight,
That's right.
right? But the movement of my morning shifted my state, which also informs my story.
Hmm.
I'm grateful that I have another day to cooperate with the spirit to move towards some things that scare me.
Oh, move towards.
Yeah.
That one, which one is it out of three?
Ooh, I think it might be gold.
It's moving towards it, right?
Towards,
Because
right.
what did she say? I'm grateful. Where does she feel this? Grateful, is it blue, pink, or gold?
Gold.
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 So it's funny that you
Right.
end with or wake up. See,
Right.
that's why every morning it's a mercy,
Right.
new morning. And then you bring this so that you recognize it. I'm grateful. So you are in
Right.
gold state when you write it. I'm grateful that I have another day to cooperate with spirit to move towards something that scares me. It's like David is working towards Goliath.
Mhm.
Not that Goliath is not there, but then
Right.
David, in the name of God, he will walk towards Goliath. So that's what I hear. Doesn't mean that maybe it's not so much gold, maybe in a good way. Do you remember this green zone in a good way?
Yeah.
The left side was, I just kind of just randomly, the playing, performing, like in a sports that you are in the arena fighting.
Right.
So we need that. You know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about?
Mhm.
Yes. Okay, just like let me check in with you guys. Shake it off. Like that's what we are learning here. Okay. And then I'm gonna continue, but then let me check in with you. So earlier I asked the question, the functional freeze part, meaning we are productive, outwardly looking very calm, you get things done, but inside constant urgency, anxiousness, and then many times like, oh, after that you are tired and you want to give up, like, oh, why do I need to do? So inside is like that, but outwardly look amazing. It could be, doesn't make sense, but then that's where it is. When we are like that, what do we do is the one that I want to move us into it. But before that, I want to name that already. Anna, Kim, I put another one, Jamie, but because of time, I'm going to just hold off. Jamie also had her, she used the word ping-pongy. So I thought that was very cute because she recognized that thing in her own understanding. It's ping-pongy. She said it's like a ping pong. So she goes back and forth, up and down. She said it's too much. I don't want to do it. But then her husband said, it's not too much, honey. But then it is too much for her. But then in her slowing down, God saying, it's not too much for me. God is saying to her, it is not too much for me. Yes, honey, it might be too much for you, but it's not too much for me. See, that's how we need to navigate. But okay, so far, let me pause right there, like the comma, and then let me hear some of your reflection instead of moving so fast, because you can see that without even knowing all these things, people are already living it out, how encouraging it is, right? Because the spirit within you is the divine therapist. That's what I believe. Just our job is to recognize the Father and the divine therapist that lives in us. And this kind of knowledge and study help you to easily detect him working in you. So let me pause, and then you guys let me know what's helpful to you so far. Any questions that arise within you before I move on? Yes, Christine, yes.
I have a question
Mm-hmm.
about functional freeze. When you described it as on the outside, it can look kind of amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about how sometimes I will motivate myself with fear,
Mm-hmm.
to make myself get something done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it feels like, is like it can look good on the outside, but inside I know that I'm being kind of punitive or corrective or hard on myself to get things done.
Yes, yes.
What color is that?
So okay, so that's it's how do I say it? Yeah, it's green. It's my understanding of green. So I will show you a picture, but then you actually really helped me to move into the next one. Why I wanted to study the purple, but like that's perfect for me. So stay with me, Christine, so that you and I. So why I think it's here, the green, because you said outwardly you look really great. Like everybody will relate to you, and then you will be a channel of even blessing. You can minister to other people. You just create a space for other people to take home in your presence around you. But then internally, there's a constant urgency. That's why you are describing, motivating yourself with fear. That's why you describe. Do I get that?
Yes.
So it's up here.
Okay.
Because it look like that, but then it's like that. So let me show you first what I prepare here. This blue, I told you that each state, Christine, what they say, each state creates story, so that the blue zone creates a story. I gotta do it now. Like everybody different. It's just the energy of urgency. I have to try harder. And then I better fix it. I better make it right. I better do it this way to like be more pleasing to God, or all that, like the even the spirituality like can be this, right? And then
Yes.
if I show it as a window, that's why energy is right there, but then outwardly I can maintain it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I would guess the green. And then when it is, okay, so anyway, that's what it is. But then there's a difference between today, what we are going to say is it's a green, but I'm going to study about this. So that's different. That you really highlighted something good, meaning, yeah, maybe this yellow and then blue, that's what you are describing. So that's the green zone. But then what's happening is the functional freeze is that you feel stuck. When you are here, you don't necessarily feel stuck. You know what to do. Just you gotta just get going faster and faster and faster. I need to be in a hurry to get all this done thing done so that I can really finally rest. And then everybody would be all in a right good place, my children, my house, everything. So then I can rest. You don't feel stuck. It's clear what you want to do. Does it make sense? That's the difference. When you are in the purple zone, you feel stuck. You were like a lot of energy. You want to get done, but lots of things to do, but I cannot seem to do it. I feel overwhelmed at the same time. That's what Kim said. That's what Anna said in their entry. And then what do? That's how I want to land today. And then we are going to continue like incoming Zoom that we are going to unpack that. Okay. So then we already know that. Kristen, you are here with me. So the purple is the combination of what? Can you unmute and say that for me?
Yes, the blue and the pink.
Okay, so can I read the pink first? And then the story? Can you read it?
Yes. It is too much. I am overwhelmed. I cannot do it.
So Kim and Anna, you can see it. They usually feel shame. So I'm naming the feeling. This is the story, right? It's a thought. And then as you can see, the impulse is hiding, shutting down. Those things are all, we are going to unpack more. So don't worry about it. Just sit back and just listen. So those are that I just wrote down the story thought part T. But then already people are naming, they feel shame, they feel despair, they feel overwhelmed. Are you following what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like that. And then I showed this slide to you, Christine, earlier. When it's not in a combination mode, when we are more the sympathetic mode with actually yellow and more green, that might be more correct. And I got to do it now. I have to try harder. I better fix it, right? So Christine, do the other one as well. So, but then that thing is turning into like this. That's where Anna's Wallowin really described well. Go ahead, read this. The blue.
You got to do it now. You have to try harder. You better fix it.
So did you notice the difference? Now, earlier, you said, I gotta do it. When you're in the green zone, I gotta do it. Let me do it. Let me fix it. But then what happened right here? Now, somebody's saying I'm overwhelmed, I cannot do it. And all of a sudden, the same energy that I had earlier when I get things done, now turning into, you gotta do it. What do you mean that you are gonna rest? You should have known it. You have to try harder because you already missed many opportunities. What's wrong with you? You better fix it. Can you see that it's turning into now inwardly attacking this very vulnerable part of you? That's either you want to use the part or not. It doesn't matter to me that the other state. Now, that's why you feel stuck. Because in a parts language, they call it, it's now polarized. And there's a tension. That's why you feel stuck. You cannot do it. You want to do it, million thoughts going through, but I cannot seem to execute that. Okay, so then what's the answer? Like you guys want to know what's the path forward? Whenever you feel stuck, each state actually needs different thing. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, mouse, what? Okay, John, or okay, here. Okay, here. This pink need sense of safety, feeling held. John Lapnow said well earlier, we need to speak the nervous system language. Do we think that pink language, do you remember the brainstem, the hand model of the brain, right? What is this part? Does this part understand language? Korean, English, Indian, like, do they know it? No. That's why I don't speak word. Do something with body. Bible verses reciting not necessarily be helpful to the pink, but if it is spoken with a very melodic sound like a Christian did, then that's penetrating to this. Not so much word, but this loving tone and then cadence. It's all right. Come to me. Does it make sense? just be with me, come as you are. That cadence and the embodiment of warmth and welcoming will give this pink a sense of safety and being held. So that's very important. Knowledge can help you to do things differently instead of keep beating yourself. So that's the part that needs safety. So as you can see that each state needs different intervention. And then what's the other one? Kristen, since I just see this space right there. Then what's the blue?
Support, being guided.
That's right. So I'm gonna actually talk about it next session because the safety is very clear, but then all I want to do is, okay, so support and safety is different. Somebody shouldering together. You cannot you cannot be only being home and being held. If there's an anxious part of you, then probably the anxiety is an information. Anger is an information. Then maybe there are things that I need to pay attention and do it. To elder son, the father said, it's fitting for you to come and celebrate the brother of yours who was lost but now found. But before that, God saying, son, again, establish the relationship and saying, you are mine, you are my son, you are always with me. All I have is yours. But then this brother of yours was lost. It's fitting to celebrate. Do you see that? So you can see there's this, the father, it's not only like, oh, come on. It's not like that. There is a part of us who has this embodiment of an elder son, and then God is supporting and guiding to do what he is supposed to do, because that's the way that he will truly feel whole. Okay, so Katie, I'm gonna read one more time here. And then this is how I want to end my today. And then that's perfect. And we have some time to you guys ask questions and all these things. So let's read one more time. Interactive. Hold on a second. Interactive return. But then I want to read it from here. Like I'm going to drag it and then you can read both. Katie, can you read it?
Sure. ANS, autonomic nervous system. Ladder, WOT, window of tolerance, are genuinely useful maps of understanding our inner world. But maps aren't the territory.
Mm-hmm.
The real territory is relationship with God. When you recognize that you are leaving your window, when you feel yourself bracing, collapsing, numbing, or escalating, that awareness is not the destination.
Mm-hmm.
It's the doorway to come home. The image is simple. Come home. Take a seat. Here's a blanket. Here's a cup of tea. Whenever you're ready. There is no urgency here. You are not being assessed. You are being welcomed.
Thank you. So whenever you live through your life this coming week, either just see it one or the other, and then if you happen to find in this purple zone, just recognize that it's okay. Both of them are welcome, just like in the prodigal son picture. And then why I've been focusing on this bottom, this actually writing is, take a seat, here's a blanket, here's a cup of tea, whenever you're ready. The father is speaking to both sons like that, but you can see the tone is a little different if you read that. But why I want to do this first is that many of us the blue is attacking this pink, but God is not. So then I keep running this theme of what it is like for your system to be held in the presence of God. That's why I'm doing this thing over and over and over again, because without it, we cannot move forward. So here, I will stop, and then we have time for reflection and question and what's helpful, the comments.
It's such a good reminder. It's something that I feel like I need reminder constantly,
Mhm.
and because we've been doing this, I intuitively I was like, "Oh, okay." But when you're in that state, it's hard to see. So I think I kind of made my way in the dark and I said, I'll sleep. Um, but to come back out and to clarify again what happened, it gives me a clearer sense of the map. I'm a terrible map reader anyway, but I go, it's almost like, you know what it is? It's like GPS. Like I can't read a map, but
Mhm.
it's like I put the GPS on. It's like in 250 feet, make a left,
Mhm.
That's what it feels like.
Mhm.
So I feel grounded knowing that I have the safety of a GPS system that I can come back to. Go, okay, I'm not going to be lost. And if I have to take a detour, it'll calculate for me.
Mhm.
And so it was really clarifying again, to go, okay, that I know what the parts need to feel supported or held. And it was just really very clarifying again.
So Anna, when
Mhm,
we gather together, we are actually developing the noticing brain.
mm,
That's what's happening. Not the
mm,
analyzing thinking brain. That's
mm.
two different. It's two different regions of brain. It's all important, the prefrontal cortex, but then there's a specific part of brain will be involved when we just step back and notice. And this is what, yeah.
Is
So
that
that's
because
why,
there's more people? Is it amplified or is it like,
yeah, I think so. That this is
okay,
design. We are supposed to be
mhm,
doing it together. So then when
right,
I'm all by myself trying to
mm,
sit,
mm,
it's harder for us to see
right,
that. That's why we do go see a spiritual director, therapist, whoever that is, that the other person hold that for me. So then there's a noticing brain outside, almost like reflected
got
outside.
it.
This kind of space help us to develop that noticing together. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. So
Great.
anyway,
Thank you.
yes. Anybody else?
I appreciate the image of the two sons
Mm,
and how the brother who stayed home
mhm,
still needed to come home.
mhm. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. But that Christian, as a Christian, we know that that's not anything new to us. We know, like, the Henry Nouwen's book, The Prodigal Son, will really delineate that well for those who wanted to know more. But as you all know, that the Tim Keller's the Prodigal God also talk about that too. So like, yes, and that's why I love using those language and then connected to the nervous system. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, Katie.
I'll just simply say that I was familiar with the prodigal God, and it's not until this type of conversation, that I have really felt God's compassion and empathy for the older brother.
Mm,
I feel like there's a huge difference there.
yeah, we'll talk more about that. Like
Okay.
as we continue unfold,
Mm,
I'm gonna definitely introduce parts work. Everybody already do it, so you get kind of understanding it.
mhm.
And yes, there is that part, the blue one, we hate, we Christians hate because it's just a hurry and it's all about me. It's like a not trusting God. There's a lot of God doesn't see it that way, but we Christians already labeled that part of us so in a negative lens. And there are things that needs to be corrected, trust me. But before that true understanding of that blue will be very, very beneficial for our journey. All right. Well, if nobody has it, then we can say goodbye. Usually we will end at 105. So I would love to hear other people. I have another 5 minutes, but if it's not, you guys can go, or if you want to type it on the chat, and that's one way also. Because I think I want to know that too, but then it is it's a muscle training, being able to even be curious what is out there and then put it out there is a practice. So yes, so then if you guys want to do it, you don't need to say it. Maybe typing is safer, then do that. And then if it's not, you don't need to do that either. So if you don't have anything, John, can you wrap it up? The meaning, people can go.
Sure. So I'll just give a moment for people to share or type or respond.
Mhm.
Well, Hannah, I appreciate your sharing and having people read theirs, and then they get to see concrete examples. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do read you guys sharing. That's how I gauge where people are and how I can teach, so that you guys are actually creating it too. Because you share, I can guide you. It's more relevant. All right.
Right.
Oh, hey,
Diana.
Diana.
Well, I just will say that the concept of a divine therapist is really a wonderful one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I want to let you know that that's not my word. Thomas Keating, the one that who developed centering prayer. So that if you guys wanted to look it up, you can. He calls it divine therapy, the just being in silence. So that's where I got the name divine therapist, God being a divine therapist. And it says it in the Bible, like it's a wonderful counselor. That's just another fancy name. It sounds more cool. Divine therapist sounds more cool than wonderful counselor. That's all. All right. I think
I just wanted to say that I'm so grateful for the last session and even today, because I realized, as you said, the aim is not to stay in the window of tolerance and come home, but to come home in every state. And this was so, well, I don't know how to explain. This is a complete different system to think outside the box, not being connected to God only when I feel good, but to connect in every situation and not to go back as soon as possible, but to be aware of where I am. Difficult to explain in English, but this was totally, well, like a completely new idea. So thank you so much.
person I admire and appreciate that, you even mentioned it in your wall, that speaking the second or third language, whatever the language, how many languages you speak, I don't know. But like I, as a foreigner, really appreciate that. I'm sure it's not comfortable, but then whenever you put yourself out there and then sharing it, I recognize it and I appreciate you. Thank you. And then how far we even came, even your entries and the questions that you had, right? Like if we faithfully just follow the next step here, it clicks. That's so good. So happy for you, Kirsten, when I hear that. All right.
I have one thing I want to share.
Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Mhm.
I've been so busy. I've been really neglecting my time with God, just that individual time. And so just that part where with the prodigal son being held by God and that little ending part where it says, "Come have tea, just sit with me." It's not an assessment, or you're not going to be assessed. It moved me twice, just because like I do feel that I'm still judging myself, and afraid of other people's judgment. Yeah, so I didn't realize I was feeling that, so it was really touching. Thank you.
Oh, Julie. I hug you.
Mm.
Love you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Julie. All right, guys. It's 1:05 and we'll say goodbye. And then I will see you next week. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye. You can unmute, just say goodbye. John, good to have you. Good to have you, everyone. Blessings.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good to be here.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.